Hello future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. Here is a video on the discussion of the wrench. So any force system can be represented by a resultant force acting at an arbitrary point, and let's select that arbitrary point be the origin, and a couple, resultant couple, or MO in vector form. So that is the general case. Then there are rare cases where we can represent the force system by another system called this wrench. This is the force couple system at O. Then this is a pure wrench. This is a very rare case, but possible. So we have here the plane of the force, which is reoriented such that the force will be perpendicular to that plane for so that the viewers, audience can easily understand. So the force R here is perpendicular to this plane. Again, the plane is reoriented such that R will be perpendicular, and the resultant couple will be also in the direction of R. So this is a pure wrench because the effect of the wrench is to drive a screw into another material. So you have to push it at the same time twist the screwdriver so that the screw will advance in the direction of the force. So it means that the resultant couple is equal to the tangential component or the orthogonal component of that couple. This C sub r here is equal to this component, orthogonal component, which is along the direction of this force here. So there's no component perpendicular to the force or the resultant. So that means the perpendicular component of this resultant couple is 0. So that's why we have here a pure couple, pure wrench rather. So that is for that case. Then for the other rare case is this, where the force R and the resultant couple will be perpendicular to each other. So we have here the force R and this C sub R here. So in other words, that R will just push the screw without twisting it because the tangential component of this couple is 0 because they are perpendicular. Remember, if you dot C sub R with R, because they are perpendicular, C sub R will have no component in the direction of R. So that's why the tangential component of this couple is 0. And in this case, the resultant couple is equal to the component of the couple perpendicular to R, as represented by this double arrowhead. So that means the twisting effect would be that in that sense, and the right thumb will point in this direction. So it will just have a force, and it's like the screw is just pushed without twisting the screwdriver. So I hope that you can imagine this situation here, and as well as this situation here. This is a pure wrench, and this one is, there's no wrench involved here because the force will just push, but this force will have moment in that direction, and the resultant couple is equal to that normal component. But let's proceed to this general case because this is the situation. So let us say again the plane is reoriented so that that plane will be perpendicular to the direction of R. Then this is the resultant couple. Then take note that we have here axis, then R is perpendicular to the plane and perpendicular to the other axis in general. So we have here C sub R, and this C sub R is resolved into two components, orthogonal components, namely the tangential component and this normal component here. And take note that C sub TR plus C sub NR, the sum of these vectors is equal to this C sub R here, the resultant C sub R. So C sub TR vector plus C sub NR vector equals C sub R. So the rents therefore consist of this force here and this orthogonal component of this resultant couple in the direction of R. So that's the wrench effect, remember. So that when you specify the wrench, it is R, the force R, and this tangential component of the resultant couple in the direction of that force. So that's the effect of the wrench. You push the screw at the same time you twist the screwdriver so that the screw will advance in the direction of R. So the axis of the wrench is the unit vector of this R here, that R there. Then we can move the force to some arbitrary point A so that we can compute the distance of that force from the original position of the resultant and the resultant couple, let us say O. Then this normal component of the couple, resultant couple, will be the cross product of this position vector. Remember, position vector R cross R. So if you position your four fingers in that direction, then curl it in that manner, your right thumb will be pointing this direction, and that is the normal component of the resultant couple. So that from there you can solve for that distance. In other words, if the force R can be reduced to lie on a single plane, the plane of R, then in a scalar way, R times this perpendicular distance is equal to the scalar value of this normal component of the resultant couple. So R cross R is equal to C sub NR, which is a vector. Then final concept is about this pitch here. The pitch is imagined as the distance the screw advances when it is, or when the screwdriver is turned or twisted one revolution. So we call that the pitch, and the formula for that pitch therefore is equal to this tangential component of the resultant couple, which is in the direction of R, divided by the magnitude of R. So take note that is in unit of distance because this is Newton meter or kilonewton meter divided by kilonewtons, or Newton meter divided by newtons. So that's it for this principle, and I hope that you can imagine the effect of the wrench and be able to transform the general force couple system resultant into another form of resultant, which is called the wrench. And we'll have examples from the rare cases, from simple ones to the general case. So let's have this example. A system consists of a force F acting at the origin O and a couple C. where F is equal to 10I, so that's a force in the direction to the positive x direction, and this couple, resultant couple C, is equal to 20J. So take note that the force and this couple are perpendicular to each other because this is in the direction of the positive y-axis. This is in the direction of the positive x-axis. So therefore, there's no component of this resultant couple in the direction of the force, so that there's no wrench involved. So if you represent the system by a wrench consisting of the force F and a parallel couple C sub T, what is C sub T and where does the line of action of F intersect the YZ plane? So as mentioned earlier, there's no wrench involved because C sub T would be definitely 0, because if you obtain the dot product of C with the force and vice versa, then it is 0 because the angle between them is 90 degrees. So since C and F are perpendicular, C sub T, which is defined by this equation, by the way, let us interpret this dot product first. Vector C, or the resultant couple dotted with the unit vector of F, this is the magnitude of C sub T. This is scalar value. And then we multiply that further by the unit vector of F, because this C sub T is in the direction of F also. So that's the axis, supposedly. This is the axis of the wrench, but this dot product definitely would be 0 because when you dot 20J with 10I, J dot I is 0. So that's why it is 0. So that's it. So C sub T is 0. So that's the answer to the first case. Then because the resultant couple is 20J, so positive 20J in that sense there, so the force, which is 10 Newton, should be acting on the z-axis, and y should be 0 because there's no moment about the z-axis based on this resultant couple, which is just purely 20J. So that means there's no moment about the z-axis 0K, so that we have an idea that the point A, where we should transfer the force, should be on the z-axis where y is 0. So 0, 0, z sub A. To solve this z sub A here, the moment of this force about the y-axis is 10 times this moment arm, that's positive z sub A, and we equate it to C, which is equal to C sub n. C is the resultant couple, is also the normal component, which is equal to 20. So Z sub A therefore is 2 meters. So we say that F crosses the YZ plane at the point 0, 0, 2 meters. So that's it for this example. For this second example, consider the force F. Supposedly this is a vector. The arrowhead is not presented here. It is covered, but it is a vector 30I plus 60J plus 20K newtons acting at the origin, and the couple, the resultant couple, is quantity 120I plus 40J plus 60K Newton meters. Represent the system by a wrench and specify where the line of action of the force intersects the XY plane. So in general, this is the situation. Then this resultant couple should be resolved into two components, one in the direction of F and the other perpendicular to F. Remember that C sub TR vector plus C sub NR vector is equal to C sub R. So C sub TR in vector form, remember, is obtained by dotting C sub R with F, then further multiplied by the unit vector of F to express it in vector form, because this C sub R dot lambda of the force or resultant force is a scalar. That's the magnitude of C sub TR, then that's why we have to multiply it further by the unit vector of the force. So this is C sub R about the origin. Then that with the force 30I plus 60J plus 20K over magnitude of the force, because this is supposed to be the unit vector, times lambda of the force. So this magnitude of the force is 70, and the product 120 times 30 plus 40 times 60 plus 60 times 20 is 7,200, which is in turn multiplied by the unit vector of F. So we simply copy this. Then remember, this is equal to 70. So simplifying, C sub TR is equal to 44.08I plus 88.16J plus 29.39K Newton meter. So the wrench therefore consists of the force, the resultant, and this component of the resultant couple in the direction of the force, which is denoted by C sub TR, and it is equal to 44.08I plus 88.16J plus 29.39K Newton meter. So applying C sub TR vector plus C sub NR vector equals C sub R, so that we can compute C sub NR. C sub NR therefore equals C sub R minus C sub TR. So simplifying, C sub NR is 75.92I, then minus 48.16J plus 30.16K Newton meter. So to answer the question where the line of action of the force intersects the XY plane, so this is the X and Y plane, then the components of the force or resultant force, which is 30 to the right, then 60 newtons upward, then 20 newtons forward, and the coordinates of that point A would be XA, YA, and of course the Z component, the Z coordinate would be 0 because this point A is on the XY plane. So since C sub NX is 75.92, that is equal to the moment about the x-axis. So in this case, from this figure, the moment of this 20 Newton force about the x-axis is positive, so 20 times YA equated to C sub NX, which is 75.92. So that's why YA is 3.796 meters. Likewise, summation of moment about the y-axis is C sub NY negative 48.16, and only the 30 Newton force has no moment about the y-axis. It passes through. 60 is parallel, of course. Only this 20 Newton force has moment about the y-axis, and its sense of moment is supposed to be positive in that direction, but the moment of this 20 Newton force is negative. So negative 20 times XA, which is equal to this one, and equated to negative 48.16. So XA is 2.408 meters. So to check that these answers are correct, we have to check C sub NZ, that is the moment of the force, resultant force about the z-axis, and it should be 30.61. And we check that because XA and YA have been found. So C sub NZ is equal to 60. This component of force about Z is positive, so 60 times XA, 60 times 2.408. Then the moment of 30 Newton force is negative, so minus 30 times YA, which is 3.796, and it is 30.61 Newton meter. So that means it checks with this value here. So that means these answers are correct. So the force intersects the XY plane at the point 2.408, 3.796, 0 meters. So that's it for this video.